doing everything in black and white, and it wouldn't let me turn the phone horizontal. So we are going to try. I got to put you through this. Take down the tarps. We're going to take down the tarps. Here we go. Let's get you where you can see more of it. About there might be good. Yes, I know you can only see the top of my head, but that's because how close it is. So we've got all this stuff to take down. And kitties, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see it. They're so full of curiosity as to what is mom doing. Mike's away this weekend, and I want to see if we can get these down. But they're screwed in to the ceiling. And I don't think I'm tall enough to just stand here. I need to get something. I will be right back. Yes, I see you. Gonna say hello? Say hello. Say hello. You don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm not opening that window for you to go out the window. I have to go get the step stool. Hi, doctor. Oh, hello, Gimli. What are you doing with her? What's a good boy? What's a good boy? Okay. Okay. Okay, we have the good old handy 1940s step stool. That way. We have a drill. We have curious kitties in the way. Now I can't see all your chats right away. So, but this thing needs tightening up. Out of the way. Now, can I reach now? No, I'm not on the very top of this thing, but I'm up enough. Maybe see one thing I've neglected. I don't have anything on to stop this crap from going in my eyes. That's not good. Oh well. Oh wait, that's the wrong way. That way. Come on. Oh, come on, you little weasel. Seriously? You're supposed to be unscrewing it. It's not. Well, hell's bells. That's no fun. Can I get this one down? Oh, you bugger. That quick. It lost all its power. That's no fun. Darn it. All right. Well, let's see. Whoop, there goes some plaster. I can take this one. And all the kitties run away. I can just rip this piece. This piece is no big deal. That piece is going in the trash. That's been up the longest. So all that's going to go. But you can see, I think you can see how loose this is. I'm going to just touching it, it just collapses. And all this I'd rather push on it and get some of the loose pieces down now so that I can, yeah, I'm not going to be able to rip this one down because it's into the wood. So, but I'd rather get some of those loose pieces down now. But darn. Darn. That was a rude surprise. Let's move you down a little so you can see me. There we go. I think that's a little better. You can see me now that I'm on the ground. It's not showing me my chat. Oh, hello, spider. You're one of those big ones that came out of the ceiling. I don't see anything to show me my chat. I don't want to share it. I want a live chat. Hi, CDC. There you are. How are you? So, the game plan was to take the tarps down, but the drill power died. So I can't get the big tarps down because they're screwed right into the wood frame of the house. But I did get the smaller piece down. I got that down. I had wanted to just start dumping everything into that trash can is what I wanted to do. And if I leave the tarps just hanging, the cats are climbing them thinking they're toys. I don't want them going up into that part of the roof. They can't. I know they can't get that way, but I don't know about that way. I think there's a little gap that would let them into the attic. Don't want that problem. Especially as hopefully that bee's nest that's on the outside of the house, I'm hoping they don't have access to the attic from that. The attic's an unfinished attic, so they just might. So I'm hoping it's been a little chilly today, so I'm hoping tonight is really chilly, and we have spray downstairs for taking care of those wasps that were out front. And it's supposed to shoot 20 feet. It doesn't really, but I'm hoping it shoots enough for me to get to that nest tonight. While they're cold, they'll be more dormant and hopefully get rid of that outside bee's nest. I'm allergic to them. Not a fan. Certainly don't want them inside my house walls. So let's see. I'm going to move you again. I have this thing stuck. Where can you see what I'm doing? Not there. Well, you can see cats here. There we go. So I have this really cool. Can I get it? Well, let me do this. I got to take you out of the paper thing. So I've got this really cool 1940s metal step stool. Love the thing. Absolutely love it. But I see it's a bit wobbly. So I'm going to fix that. Looks like it's missing 2 of the nuts and bolts. But this thing has had paint spilled on it and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, you seem to be rusted fast. Well, you might have to go to the basement for an overhaul. Try this other side. You've at least got both your screws on this side. Okay. Nope, that's the wrong direction. Let's tighten you up. Okay, come on. It's hard to do it without, both fingers. This side, it doesn't want to tighten up, but the other side tighten up. So that's our So I'm going to see what I can do here, since I can't get these down. But let's make sure there's no water first. Nope, no water down there. But I can start getting stuff out of the way. It used to leak through this doorway. Because for some odd reason, well, that one had a little water in it, not much. That bedroom has 2 doorways. That's my bedroom on the other side there. And we have paint that I was going to paint the master bedroom. And it never happened. I got one wall painted. Then things changed. So Mike doesn't like that color. But underneath all this has been this old telephone table, which came from my grandmother's. This is all trash. Dump that right in there. All this old cardboard, which I've been hoping was protecting the top of the table. More trash. Get it down in there. Now it looks like some magazine of some kind got stuck, but I'll be able to take that out because this thing will have to be seriously cleaned, probably stripped and refinished. I don't even know what's hiding underneath. What's underneath? Marker. What the heck? The ultimate flea trap. Oh, that's where the base went. Oh, heavens. You never know what you're going to find. Top to a recorder. So, is that everything? There's everything there. But we can start the great cleanup of this landing and get all this crud out of here. I'll be so happy, though, when I can get them down. I was hoping I could take them down today, and but I have no idea where the charger is for that drill. It's Mike's drill. I'm gonna have to go find it because these are right into bits of woodwork, so it's not like I can just pull these down. And there's rock board, and then they plastered over it. So the rock board could come down, take more of the ceiling down. We don't want to do that. There's enough. When you see how big the hole is up there, there's enough. So that's the general plan. But I want to at least start, get stuff cleaned up. Now I know this has to go downstairs. Those will need to get washed out. And this thing of paint is probably no good. Has one of those pouring lids, but it's been sitting here for ages. I'm betting this one's shot. Holy Moses, surprisingly it's not. There's some dirt on the top from rust, but there's still good yellow paint in there. Wow. But now I lost that lid. Where did it run away to? Oh. It fell into this. Yeah, so there's a tiny bit of rust on the top. But you know what happens? Don't stir it up. You leave it that way. You get a paper towel. And you very carefully, like you take grease off of something with a paper towel, you very carefully run the paper towel, make like a U shape, and you run it across, and you get all that paint that has the rust spots, the little flakes of rust, and you get them out of there. And then you throw that away. Wow, that was a big surprise. I did not think that paint was still going to be any good in that one. So that's a plus. Yes. What? You don't know what to do because I'm right here and you guys want to go out on that roof. Will you behave if I let you on the kitchen porch roof? Because that's what they want. Why will it not keep my chat up? Put it back up. A manual screwdriver? Because I'm not sure I'd have enough arm strength to do it all. I've lost a lot of muscle tone. Oh, let's get this off the floor. I've lost a lot of muscle, upper muscle, over the winter and everything with my spine because I've had to go for so many years not being allowed to lift more than 10 pounds. I'm up to 15 pounds now, but it doesn't give you any real muscle mass. So I don't know that doing it by hand would be helpful. I do see I need to work on this. I inherited this. I have no idea. It's old. It's homemade from the looks of it, but it's cool. And it's been in several shows and lots of Halloweens. But just along the center is getting some rust spot. So I'll have to grind the whole thing down. It doesn't really have an edge. It doesn't have a sharp edge, let's put it. But when the zombie apocalypse comes, it will definitely have a sharp edge then. You could see nicks in it from where it's been used on stage opposite other things. But that's been tucked away here and the cat's knocked it over. Always handy to have a sword around. Okay, let's get the dirt and dust off these two towels, which the cats have commandeered so that they could lay on the radiator here by the window. Just leave them there. Now, we have a trowel. That's going to go downstairs. Let's put this in that. We had the trowel because it was so much easier. There's one gutter right outside the window that starts off being at this height, but as the roof slopes down, then it gets higher and higher. And so I can't see it. I can't reach it to reach in. And I would use that trowel to go down and flip all the dirt out to clean it. So we tend to keep that one up here, but ow, we don't have to worry about that for a while. This has a big old crack in it. Trash. I like these wooden ones better anyway. So, yeah, let's see. Pencils. I still use pencils. But I doubt, I was wondering where this one went. Here's that piece of paper that's there. Oh yeah, that one's still good, surprisingly. Are you to my set? No, you're dying, so you're trash. I lost this not that long ago, before Christmas. Now I know why. And then Mike probably picked it up and stuck it on the shelf. Anything else? No. Oh, there's another one of those. Cruddy. It's cruddy. Throw it away. Oh, you guys took this. This had been on the radiator. This had been from I don't know when. It's fallen apart. This was at the edge of the crib on the floor. It's an old Disney rug, but you can see how well worn the ends are. And this had been up on the radiator and cats have been laying on it. I've rarely ever seen other ones. Apparently they're from the late 40s. So it might have been something that was for Steve and then was just by the crib for all the rest of us. But needs a bath. And then I'm going to bind it. Mike's sewing machine, the foot pedal broke. So I may have to do it by hand. Where I'm going to bind the ends, trim this a little bit, and then sell it as a wall hanging. because it is a cool thing. I've just not come across too many of them. Not at all. I saw more chat come up, but it keeps disappearing on me. Live chat. Hi, Rig. Oh, yours that fell down? Yeah, if you have crown molding, you're going to have to see about... Hi, Kathy. Nora, hi. You're probably going to have to find a handyman kind of thing because, like, the gutter here, because right outside this kitchen porch roof, because it's built into the roof, Home Depot and Lowe's were never going to touch it. And at some point, this whole roof will have to be taken off, get the old tin roof off, rebuild what broke from the tree limb instead of just cosmetically fixing it. But when it happens, we're not doing that built-in gutter nonsense. We're going to actually have a hanging gutter. I am kicking up so much dust. All right, let's get you out of the way. Put you there. Sit that in the doorway. I am being mindful about bending over. I wonder if they will behave This tarp, we had to cut part of it off because it was way too long. I'm wondering that one of our good towels ended up catching some water. Oh, I know what I forgot. Look out, Frodo. Where is it? Where'd it go? Okay. Why do I have the dustpan and not the broom? I need a broom. Righty then. Here we go. Got the little broom butler. I see you. You don't know what Mom's doing. No, you don't. Mom is cleaning up. And you, my love, are in the road. Yeah, I'm trying to get all the dust off of there. Frodo doesn't know what to do. I want all the dust off the telephone table. And off the seat, which will need to be reupholstered. That's okay. But I did get a bunch of plaster pieces knocked down off the wall there in the beginning. So I took that one piece of plastic down. Lots of cat hair because you guys are shedding. You're shedding so much. Whoops, where'd my can go? There's my can. Now, let's just sit that there for a second. Do I have any way? Oh, I don't want to use my scarf. No. Oh, what is this? Piece of ratty old Velcro. Too old and too small. Not usable. I don't know what that is. I can't get to it yet. I need something to tie this back. Let's see. Yes, Aragorn. I need something. What can I use? What did I do with? Oh, I know what I can use. I'll use the tape. So let's take this. I hear stuff falling down into it. Okay. Let's take the tape. This packing tape has been up on the 3rd floor for quite a while. And the heat up there over the summer, it's not that good for actually packing boxes because it peels off real easy. But it's good for going over like bubble wrap and something like that where we'll peel it off later. Now, here's what I want to do. Much to the chagrin of the cats, I'm sure. Let's just... I'm glad this is lightweight. It's not great weight, but it's lightweight. There. Now I can see what's here. There is just a pile of stuff. Actually, let me take you for a walk. And you can see there is all this stuff. Yeah, we figured out, moved, get all the crud off. You can see where this is just, it's pulled out. It's ready to just fall right off the wall. So I'll get that loose stuff off and right into the trash. But that's the plan for right now. That's the plan for today. Stop hiding my chat. Yeah, he's when he comes back from this weekend, he's going to probably look at foot pedals because his machine is newer. It'd be different if it were mine. Mine's a 1940s. So, but yes, what? I see you. I see you too, little miss. This is a handy little tool thing to have up here. It's missing a few things. Like Mike doesn't remember what he did. It's another one of them giant spiders. Die. Sorry, die. But he doesn't remember what he did with the get off of there, girl. Get away. Stop being a fuss pot. Get away. He doesn't remember what he did with the tape measure that was in there. That's shot. That's trash. That's definitely trash. That towel fell behind. You're not leaking. Foreman's paint remover. One of these things. What's this? Border adhesive. For what? I will have to read that. Ralph Lauren Interior Brilliant White. Okay. Oh, yeah, these are gone. They are cruddy. Oh, geez, that one's got mold in it. No. Nope. Gone. 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 Oh, this is the hard part for me. The bending. The bending is the hard part. Oh, and that's where the box of... Oh, lovely. Yuck. Great. Wondered where all the drywall screws went. I gotta stand up. Ah. Ah. Yeah. This is what slows me down. Anything with bending over. Because one spot in my back is out a little bit. Right up under the shoulder blades. Makes it, that's the area that controls the bronchial tubes, so it makes it a little harder to breathe. But then, of course, the hernias. The hernias are not helpful. Okay. Here we go again. Okay. I was looking for these to fit something earlier today when I was in the basement. I couldn't find them. And this is why. The box is shot. But the screws are fine, so I'm gonna grab the majority of them and just stick them in there. Find a jar or something to put them in. We shall throw the rest away. Mike has since bought new work gloves. That's a plastic bag. Oh, hello. You are leaving. Come on. Open. Open, you wee bastard. Oops, sorry. This has rusted so much that it looks like it started leaking on the floor. This is primer sealer stain killer for on wood. So, no. That's got to go. And it's got to go to its own thing. That can't just go in the trash. This stuff all can. There's one more thing of paint. You're not leaking, are you? No, you're not leaking either. So you're good. You behind me. You're all metal. You're going to go to the recycling bin. All right. Now I've got that all clear. What leaked on the floor? Are you leaking? Who's leaking? There are some wet spots on the floor now. And I don't know if they were from the one I just held. Oh, ow, ooh, or not. So, let me show you. This is why I moved everything. There's all that. Frodo's got to investigate. All that crud. And then all of this loose edge. A little more up here where it's buckled out. All that's got to come off. And since the trash can's up here, it makes sense. Live chat. Yeah, it's not great for the hernia. So my room is odd because my room has two doors. I have no idea why. And that's the door that's over here. But I don't use that one. The door on this side is the second master bedroom, which is Michael's room. You see this nice little bit of yellow paint? There's this little strip. There's a strip behind the door, and there's a part over where the bed would be. Everything else is that green, and that part of green hasn't been scrubbed yet. There's decades of cigarette residue from my father, and it's the only room, no, it's one of only 2 rooms in the house that were never painted, and there's still that 1950s, well, actually they painted it in the 60s, green. Frodo, out of the way. I found out that the reason so many of the rooms were green was the fact that when the last tenants that Sarah Wetherell had in the that she had been renting to, the last tenants in the house, when they moved out, she got one of her nephews and his wife and paid them to come over and paint everything. Well, they did. He went to some paint store, said, "What do you have a lot of that's cheap?" "Well, we have all this green left over." Now, this would have been in 62. The parents bought the house in 63 because the house sat empty for a year. But sometime in, she thought it was spring, early spring of 62 is when she used to come over with her parents and help paint. The woman I talked to help paint. What the heck is that? That is to some kind of toy, and I don't care. And she was like 6 or 7 at the time. I think she said 7. But she can remember helping and with a roller and everything that didn't have wallpaper on it got painted green. The dining room was green. The living room was green. This bedroom was green. The other bedroom was green. The entryway to the cellarway was green. I think the playroom was green. Then they ran out of paint. So then you get the weird, there was weird turquoise paint that was left from in that bedroom and in the dining room from the previous tenants. He painted it without her knowing either. Because remember, at this point, Sarah Wetherell is in her late 80s or early 80s, but she's over 80. And so they got this pinkish, not like Pepto-Bismol pink, but more of a mauve, closer to that. So they painted that room and they painted the dining room those colors. Luckily, the wallpaper that was in all these hallways was the same wallpaper from like, 1911, and it looked very Victorian. And that had been up until my sister got married when I was 13. So that was up for a very, 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 very long time. And then she picked out, Mom liked yellow roses, so that's the wallpaper that's fallen down now. But because this had a leak, they never repapered this. They did take the paper down, but they never repapered it. Oh, wow. There's so much crud. It's actually a little pile of it stuck. Michael can get the rest of that with like a good scrub brush. But I just want to get the bulk of whatever's loose. So when she had photos taken of her coming down the main staircase, which is behind me, they put curtains up. There's a curtain rod. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a curtain rod up there to help stop the draft from the entryway coming up to this back part of the house. There's also curtain rods like that at the entryway there for the living room and for the dining room doors. So that's what they did. So when I say there's still a lot of stuff original to the house, I'm talking even the paint. Most of the paint is still from, the 1960s. But the woodwork is in the hallway down there. They decided to use liquid sandpaper for my sister's wedding. The only thing Mom was really upset about, and I was too. Remember, I was 13. I was still growing in height. In the dining room doorway, where it never would be seen by any of the pictures, were all of our heights, all 6 of us, from when we moved into the house, going ever taller. They not only did Phyllis scrub it off, she then painted over it. Why? It was the doorway to the dining room. It was never going to be in those photos, not even in the background. But she painted over it. But all that paint is now peeling. It started peeling. It started showing cracks and peeling before Dad died. And I was 30 when Dad died. So I'm 58 now. So that paint job didn't even last 20 years. So downstairs, I've noticed that some areas, like the doorways to the dining room and to the living room, well, there's only 2 coats of paint, or 3 coats of paint, sorry. And then underneath, there's one spot that's about the size of a 50-cent piece. And there is beautiful hardwood underneath. It's gorgeous. The little bit I can see. And it's really like, honestly, I swear it's waxed. I swear the finish is waxed. The finish is like perfect. But I don't know how to get that paint off without also taking that finish off that wood. That's going to be a challenge. So apparently at some point, possibly in 62, they painted all the woodwork white. All the woodwork up here, though, if you take it off, you go down to bare wood, and all the woodwork up here is red cedar because it's soft, which I found out the hard way trying to do peeling paint off the door frame and window frame over there. But downstairs, it's hard. I think it's oak. But that little section I can see is stunning, and I'm someday going to find it. I'm going to find out. I will find a way. Get that paint off of it. It's 3 layers. The top layer and the second layer are all bubbling off. And there are spots where that third layer is popping off with it. So there's not a lot of paint. Not like some other sections where Dad painted the house. Dad never was one to you wipe the edge of the paintbrush off so you have a controlled amount of paint. Not here. He'd just dip it in and usually splattered it everywhere. So, at least he did when I was growing up. Because by then he didn't like the house anyway. His mother didn't approve of it. But they needed a house for 6 kids. Well, 5 at the time. Then I came along. If you hear anything in the background, the neighbor is cutting the grass. And I can hear the Mr. Softy truck playing that La Cucaracha. So I'm going to do the cheater's way to get this stuff off the wall. I'm going to just take the handle and we're just going to put this up here against it. And we're just going to push. You might be able to hear the cracking. And then I'll start tapping it because where the water came down behind the plaster is no longer attached to the horsehair plaster layer under. Well, that fell from further up. So I need to get that off, and then you brush the loose of the underlayer. But what's happened is it's pulled away from the wall, so it looks like a big V shape. Apparently there's more loose stuff above me that I couldn't see because of the tarp, and some of it's fallen down. But this way, and you hear the difference? So you have that, and then you have that different tone is stuff that's still solid to the wall that I won't have to worry about. So that's a good noise. That difference in tone. I learned that when I was in college at Westchester University. There was a guy there whose dad did restoration stuff. And he would have contracts to go into old houses and save stuff, like save floorboards, mantelpieces, windows, whatever original bits we could get out. And so he paid a bunch of us. I mean, he'd pay a bunch of us, like, now keep in mind, I graduated in 84 by the time I made it to Westchester. This is 1987. I need a cough drop. He was paying us $7 an hour, which for then was, and it was straight cash. So, cough drop. Kicking up way too much dust. So he taught me little things like that. Sometimes you got to use your ears to tell what's still solid and what's not. Some of this has me a little concerned. It feels dry, but it's discolored, like it's still wet. I'm not too keen on that. Yeah, I'm live right now. So, yeah, that's Frodo. Gimli is asleep on my bed with the doctor. He's too busy watching what I'm doing, Gary. He don't care about nothing else right now. Let's get this part off the bottom. Well, that's a big chunk just popped off the bottom. I think Frodo's more interested in seeing what I'm doing. Oh, wow. The section at the bottom where the under part has gone down quite a bit. There's a whole other layer of something. That might be a piece of wood. Yes, little one. I'm trying to clean up the mess. Let's see if I can get behind this. There's stuff like under the radiator at the end here. What is this? Oh, a missing sock. Trash. What is this? Oh, you fell off recently. You're from the last wash pile. That goes that way. Ugh! Now my note. Oh no. Where is my handkerchief? I left it at the desk. Okay, wait a second. The cats got to this. Ripped it apart. Ugh. Okay. What else Anything else back there I can get out from behind the... What is that? Huh. I don't think we own that vacuum, but the new one doesn't have hardly any attachments to it. What are you? Oh. Ow, what are you? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Michael Douglas Krause. And I ain't even Catholic. Yeah, dude. Him and his dang knives. Ugh. That was down there open. Ouch. Just whacked myself in the head. All right, that's as good as that's going to get. Okay. Now. All righty then. There we go. Oh, so much dust. Ugh. It may seem a little thing, but honestly, sometimes just getting dust and cat hair out of the house is a good thing. You may not feel like it is. You may feel like it's not enough, but honestly, as somebody who, you've seen me struggle between the hernias and the spine, that if that's all you can do, that's good enough. And you have to give yourself permission for that. But sometimes that's good enough. Now, I know that I wanted to get this done because for today, most of what I want to do is up here. I already got all my laundry down in the basement. I still have to change my bed and get that down in the basement. But to do that, I need to get the laundry basket back up here, get my clothes put away. And then I also got all of the little throw rugs, like the bathroom throw rugs from all 3 bathrooms. And they're all down there to go into the laundry. And then I think there's a load of towels in there. Get them in the laundry, and I'll do the carpet. I'll do the carpet with the rugs that are down there. But you know, that is the goal. That's the very active part goal. And hopefully my stamina, because we have found that my stamina is nothing. This spring, now that we're getting the rainy, damp weather, and every time this got wet, I was having more and more breathing problems. Been using my inhaler more than just in the morning. And here up on that side, that's when we realized there's rock board. Rock board is the early version of drywall, and it does have that layer of paper on it. And we found white mold there and white mold there, but we had mold armor. This is what I was using in my bedroom on the drywall. This stuff kills black mold. It does kill it. So it definitely was controlling the mold in there. So I sprayed it all over all this stuff. Today is Friday. So I did it on Saturday morning before we left for the Chester Cemetery to put flags on veterans' graves. So just in case the smell of it didn't bother me and the fumes of it didn't bother me. So I did it before we left the house. And the stuff's all gone. There's no sign of it anymore. It's all dead. It's all good. Every spot that it had been is all dry now. It's all gone. All killed. Yes. So that's a plus. But I just can't imagine like the amount of dirt and dust from a hole like this, and then going through the winter. Even though the tarps were kind of wrapped around each other, a lot of hot air had to have just been dissipating up into there. So now that we know it's all dry, we will probably, for the foreseeable future, I have some pieces of drywall, and we'll just find all the studs and just drill drywall up and close that hole. That'll certainly make heating better over the winter. But to do that, first we need to get the loose stuff down, the tarps down. Mike does not expect me to be doing the tarps. I just said I was going to work on cleaning up out here a little. But I wanted to surprise him and get the tarps done. Only if I could find the charger for that sucker, for that drill. It's his drill, so I have no idea where the charger is. I didn't see it in the cellarway, so there's no telling where he put it. Probably it's wherever he last used it. I don't know. So I have a kitty here who's going to have to get up because I need to put this chair back, and you got to get off of it. But I don't really want to put the paint back. I'd rather have the paint down in the basement because there's like a little mark about that long and maybe half an inch wide from that can that started to rust on the bottom and leaked. All these paint cans have rubber bottoms. They or plastic. I don't know what it is, plastic or rubber, but they're not leaking. But that little one did. And anyway, all the damage to this floor from years of that, I can't wait till we have the house empty enough because I seriously want to redo all the floors. There's lovely hardwood floors here. And on the first floor, they're different size planks. It's beautiful looking. But up here, they're all narrow tongue and groove. And they're gorgeous. But right now, there's a lot of plaster dust into the grooves. So the hard part of that is that honestly, it Mike doesn't get it when I said you can't, when you do a floor, you can't just stop wherever you want. You have to, if you're going to stop, you have to stop where the line of planks meet. So one side's done and the other's not. And then when you finally put the sealant on, you got to be super careful to not overlap that too much, or you'll end up with a dark streak on your floor. So when this gets done, you don't have access to the only shower in the house, and you wouldn't have access to his room. So he won't like that one bit. Not at all. None of us will like not getting to the bathroom, to the shower. But I think if we did it and had fans on, it could be done. It would take 2 days because you need to do it in, if you're sealing a floor or any kind of wood, you don't want thick layers. You want thin coats. You want to do 2 thin coats. Now, depending on if you're staining it, you're going to want to do a thin layer of stain, let it completely dry, then see if you want it darker. If you want it darker, then you do another thin coat. That makes it take even longer. I don't know that we'll be staining it, but we certainly have to sand it and then seal it because it's not sealed now. And I have a door to replace this one because this one is all kinds of screwed up from the water coming down through it. Looks worse on the inside than it does out here, but kitty, you have to move. And I have to move the bag with the screws in it. Frodo, come here. Come here. Come on. Oh, you're a big boy. Hi. It's okay. It's all right. But I need to move that. Okay. Look at how he leans over. He's like, put me down, put me down, put me down. Why? You're kind of purring, but you still want to be let down. Go ahead. He's so funny. Oh. Wait a second. There are a lot of cobwebs. There's a lot of cobwebs here. Yeah, let's get them off. Hopefully there are no spiders in it. That's one thing that, like, we have these really skinny but very long-legged spiders all over the house. And I found out that they are the kind you want. They usually live within your walls, like in that gap between the wall and the bricks on the other side. And they eat all the bad bugs that you don't want. They eat, any kind of ants, carpenter ants, termites, anything else that gets in there. But now, because we've got holes in ceilings, both this one and the one in the playroom, they're all over the place. Okay, come on. This was the only piece of furniture that I was allowed to have, and even then it was given to my mother and not me, because my aunt didn't like me. We had issues. She was a bully, and I wasn't standing for that crap. All right, so we're gonna slide carefully. All these paint cans are not going back where they need to go. All right, we're gonna have to lift you up a little. There, okay. Now, where's those other two? There. That's all the big cans of paint. So, let me check the chat and see how you guys are doing. And I should be wearing a mask, and I didn't think of that. The lead wouldn't be in the plaster, but it would be in the paint. I have masks, and I forgot, and they're downstairs. It probably should have been for the dust. When we get to the paint, I want to upgrade. And I want to get one of those masks that have the respirator filters. Because there will be lead in the old paint that's on all of the woodwork. But there's also insulation in the attic that probably has fiberglass in it or worse. So I will need a special kind of mask. Mike and I will need full body covers, just in case. Or we have to hire somebody. But that's a long time from now. A very long time. If you don't know why, go look for those videos about being in the attic. Absolutely. Absolutely. Gonna be a long while from now. But yeah, I want the special mask for when I do the. Now there are strippers you can use that are more environmentally friendly and pricier. But what happens is you put them on the wood, you would put them on the woodwork, and then you take a piece of like saran wrap plastic and you put it over top, and then you leave it overnight, and then it'll go. The ones I've seen, they peel right off all the way down to the wood. Super easy, less caustic, less dangerous. It's not like if you take a thing trying to scrape it, because if you're scraping dry paint where it's peeling, then you're releasing little bits of dust into the air that could have the lead in it. So I don't want that headache. So that's all stuff that's in my big green binder about things we want to do to the house. There's articles on how we want to do it. The companies that look like they'd be good ones to use, ones we've X'd off. And so that binder has all kinds of info in it. Mike has it. I need to find out where he put it because I need to update some stuff. So, but I'm going to go. It's been an hour. I now have a walkway. I have loose stuff down. I'm going to do the rest of this. I still have to put a few paint things away, but there's stuff here. I did this. This is my fault. And I don't even know I don't remember what any of it is. So I will be dealing with that a little later. I'm going to go. It's been an hour. I'm going to go drink some water, rest my back, rest the hernias. If I do any bending, then I've got to do some time and this is the annoying part. I can't just sit in a chair. If I sit in a chair, I have to be able to sit in a chair where I can tilt back. I don't have any chairs like that here because of the one hernia that got stuck, and then the other one has also gotten bigger. They are right under the rib cage. So even just sitting up in a straight back chair, if I tilt forward even the littlest bit, I'm pushing on the one. So I'm going to have to lay flat. But Mike's not home. So I can lay flat in Mike's room and watch stuff on the big TV. So I think I will find something to watch that lasts an hour, drink my water, rest the hernia, because that's what they want. Now tomorrow morning, I will be, weather permitting, I will be putting flags out at the media cemetery. And I had some pictures. I should post some of them on Instagram. I had some pictures of stuff from Chester Cemetery when we were there last weekend. And I found the monument for the Eddie Stone ammunitions explosion, which was considered the only American deaths on U.S. soil from World War I. I have a picture of that. Got a stunning angel. Man, that thing's big. And I think I took a couple pictures at Veteran Circle, because Veteran Circle started in the Civil War. Because there actually used to be, there were Confederates that were buried there. But apparently in the 60s, I found out from the new caretaker, in the 1960s, they were disinterred and taken back to the South, which is really as it should be. It's just that Crozier Hospital started as Crozier Theological Seminary, and there was actually a field hospital there attached to the seminary, which eventually became a thing of its own, became Crozier Hospital, and now it's huge, bigger, much bigger hospital. But since there were people from both sides sent to that hospital, there were some graves. I did find something interesting, is I found some, the Cuban-American War in the 1800s. There are some people from that, and they have a very special, I forget what they call them, pin marker? I don't know. But it's that medallion thing on a stick that they put in the ground next to the stone. And I'd never, ever seen one of those before. I have a picture of one of them. I should probably pop them up on my Instagram so you guys can see them. But I also took some pictures of some stunning, I mean, that angel is all hand carved and huge. And it is stunning piece of the stonecutter's art. And then there's a statue on top of Alfred Deschamps, and the statue is called Sorrow. I've forgotten who the artist is. And that's a beautiful, beautiful artist piece. And that's all out of metal. So what are you looking at? There's no squirrel out there. Aragorn. They love that window. They want onto that roof in the worst way. And they haven't been out there since the roof got redone. I was given that white coating they put on plenty of time to cure before I ever let them out there. But Frodo has been up on that roof because somehow he gets out in the morning with Gimli when Gary goes to get his paper. And somehow Ninja Frodo, he's now climbs up. If he doesn't get Gary, because he'll climb up and be on the front porch roof and goes along the roof with the front of the house and gets onto the side porch and he meows in Gary's window. And if Gary doesn't let him in, then he somehow ends up around on this porch window. He must go up. Well, he can't go up and over. There's no way that I can think of that he could get up from the front of the house to the third floor roof. But he must then get down somehow and then come around the back of the house and somehow is still getting up on this kitchen porch roof. I have no idea how. But then he meows at me to let him in. Okay. They're buried at a campsite in Lake Erie. I wonder if they took my chat away. I wonder if anybody knows they're there. Yeah, a lot of the good strippers are lethal, but that's why it's always well ventilated and all that. The absolute worst way you can take lead paint off, there's two really, really bad ways. And my dad did one of them when he did the front door and then wondered why he was getting headaches. You take a heat gun to it and scrape it off. Absolutely horrible way to do it. Or just try to scrape it off with a razor, which pulverizes it into the air, which is probably, I don't know if it's worse than, melting it and sending the fumes into the air, or if it's the same, but both of them are like absolute no-nos. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. When I go after the loose paint, I use the vacuum cleaner, which is why I was glad to find this, because if this fits, this is a wider head. If this fits on the newer vacuum cleaner, it'll give me a better head to actually rub up on the stuff that's peeling and suck it right into the vacuum cleaner, which has a HEPA filter. So I'm going to go. Thank you for joining me. I'm hoping to be live again this weekend downstairs so we can get me to my desk, to all your stuff. But like I said, today's task was I was determined I was going to get all the laundry taken care of and get this taken care of. And so the hardest part of this was all that stuff, and that's probably going to have to wait for Michael because I can't. Unless I can find that charger, I can't get that down. I'm also running out of time because if this isn't done today, it's not getting done by me. He can do it next week. So I will take my break and then come back and sort what's here on the radiator and then sweep all around what's right here. And then this will be something else done. Yes, done. Or as done as it can be at the moment. But that's still something done. Don't underestimate the nicety that you feel when something, while you know there's more that has to be done to it, but you got done. You got some part done, which is why my goals tend to be smaller. Because otherwise it gets depressing. My goals tend to be smaller, and I've learned to adjust. While that I wanted to come down, if I can't find that charger, it's not happening today, and I'm okay with that. Because to me, the main part was, let's get the dirt, the busted plaster, let's get that out of here. Get it into the trash can. Since the trash can's up here, too, as I clean out other things, and if I find more trash, it's going in there, and then when Mike comes home, he can take that downstairs and outside. Put it back outside where it belongs. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. If you enjoy following somebody who's got to work on her house as well as restoring it, also clearing it out, I will be your cheerleader. If you feel down like you're not getting anywhere, you can always email me. And I will email back and be your biggest cheerleader. because it's so much easier when you know other people have faith in you. I grew up having a family where nobody had faith in me except mom. And it makes a big difference. Even as an adult, it makes a big difference. And I have faith in you. I have faith in all of you that you can also get stuff done. It may not be huge projects, but even wiping down the counters some days in the kitchen, even that is something. It's a step forward. So we can do that. So hit the like button, subscribe. By all means, leave a comment. Be nice. I've had a couple comments lately I've had to delete because some people weren't nice. And they weren't people I'd ever seen before. We will not be picking on people. I had enough of that growing up with 4 brothers. We will not be doing that. So have a good weekend. I hope that you don't have any crazy weather wherever you're at this weekend. And I might see you tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I hope to see you again for a live work with me this weekend. Just not tonight. It would be Saturday or Sunday morning. So we'll see. Bye, everybody. Oh, I'm live on YouTube, and I rarely do this. How do I turn this off? Oh, this is an experience. No, that says share. Give me a second. I'll figure it out. X. Are you want